Jeff Williams here with jeffwilliams.com. Today I'm going to show you what porphyry copper gold deposits look like and how to retrieve the gold out of them and why you should be looking for them too if you're looking for gold. All this and a whole lot more coming up. Excellent! If you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon too. That way you can be notified when future videos come out because you're not going to want to miss this. We're right outside of a little town called Ely, which is in the White Pine District in Nevada. And of course they're exploiting a huge copper porphyry deposit, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So we're going to go into the geology aspect of it and what you need to know so you can find your own gold deposits that are associated with porphyry deposits. So you know what I'm going to say, you better, boy. So come on, let's go! Real quick backstory on the place that we're at. It used to be called the Robinson District. It was founded in 1867. They found gold here and they rushed in and they mined it out. What's interesting about this place, you have a huge porphyry intrusion here. And of course on the outskirts of that is what? Gold deposits. And I'm going to talk in great depth about why those deposits are here, how they formed, and what you should be looking for when you're out in the field. Now there are 12 basic models of deposition for gold. There's a lot more than that, but the 12 basic models is all you need to know about. And this is one of them. This is a porphyry or intrusion related deposit. Also iron oxide copper falls under this category as well. Alright, around the Cretaceous time period, you had quartz monzonite intruding into limestone. It's a huge pluton. Now, most of the time when you see a pluton in a book, it's drawn like an upside down teardrop. And that's not what they look like at all. They're more tabular in nature. Think of a big water balloon laying on the ground. That's what they look like inside the earth. And as it comes up to the surface, it's slowly cooling. As it does so, it starts to undergo changes. And this is where Bowen's reaction series comes in. It's very important you understand that. Because that magma chamber, it can do all kinds of things. It can turn into all kinds of things. And it's starting to crystallize. Now this was a quartz monzonite stock, which is of the granite family. It was cooling. As it was cooling, it was fracturing. As it was fracturing, all these minerals from down below in the melt are coming up and starting to fill those voids. That's how you can get porphyry from granite or from quartz monzonite, how it's altered inside the ground. Now on the outside of this alteration, you have other alteration zones that are going on at the same time. You're gonna have skarn, you're gonna have clay, with pyrite. On the outside of that, you're gonna have quartz sericite alteration. Then on the outside of that, you're gonna have argillic alteration. So you're gonna have all these bands of alteration going on around this guy, and this is important for you to know. And as it was coming up, it was encountering folded beds of limestone and shale, which you're going to see a lot in this area. As it comes in contact with the limestone, as you know on these intrusion-related deposits, you're going to have skarn deposits there. Now, skarn is a general term, and you're going to hear that a lot. A lot of your porphyry deposits are going to have skarn deposits associated with them. Now, you have all kinds of skarns out there. You've got iron skarns, copper skarns, gold skarns. There's all different types. You usually find them a lot when you're dealing with some type of intrusion-related deposit. But you can also find them in faults and shear zones and geothermal systems too. They're not just isolated to intrusions from igneous rocks. There's two types of skarn. I know this is getting complicated, but just stay with me on this. You got endoskarns and exoskarns, and the way you tell the difference is like this. On an endoskarn, the protolith is going to be igneous, and on an exoskarn, the protolith is going to be sedimentary. Protolith just means proto being first and lith being rock. So the original rock before it went through any type of changes. So this little guy right here would be endoskarn because it's associated with what? An igneous intrusion. Remember? Now the reason why you get skarns is a process called metasomatism. All it means is that you have a transfer of hydrothermal fluids from the protolith to the wall rock. So you're going to see a lot of that in your USGS report. When you see skarn, you're going to think of the metasomatic process. Now the things you should be concerned with is when you have porphyry copper gold deposits, on the outskirts you're going to have tons and tons of skarn. Even though it's a copper porphyry deposit, there can be gold in this skarn, and that's what you need to look for. Also, they have gold skarns, and they have what's called a reduced gold skarn, where the percentages are 5 to 15 grams per ton. And those are mined solely for their gold content. Now, most of your copper porphyry deposits, the gold is a byproduct. And your copper and gold skarns are going to have a high garnet and pyrazine ratio to them. Not to mention a lot of iron. And they're real easy to spot too. So when you find them, you're gonna wanna sample them. But most of your USGS reports is gonna call it a polymetallic replacement deposit. That's its technical name. Of course, a secondary enrichment skarn, and that's what you're looking for because it can be very rich in some sections, depending on where it is, how it formed, and of course the mineral assemblages that were associated with its formation. And in fact, we even made videos on some of these skarn deposits. Don't let all those big words fool you. It's just skarn. It's the red skarn. You see that gossan? That's a gossan. It's a big old dike sticking up out of here, and it's oxidized sulfides. When you find these things, you're gonna dig down around the bottom here, and you're gonna pan this out, screen it and pan it, and check for little tiny, like 100 minus mesh gold in there that's leached out of this thing. If there is, then you need to start going down underneath it to get to the better gold, because most of it's leached out of this thing for millions of years. And that's what a lot of old timers did. They saw these dikes protruding up out of here, these gossans, and they'd get up underneath them, and that's where all the rich gold was. And you're gonna find these on the outer edges of these giant porphyry deposits of copper. All right, now, remember I told you about road cuts. Road cuts are really important. You can see where they put this Highway 50 in here, and they cut through this side here of limestone. What was inside of it? This huge granitic mass, quartz monzonite, which has been altered. I've got the limestone, which is the Ely limestone on the outside of it. And then inside, I've got this beautiful looking gossan sitting in there. When you see these things, be safe about it. You're gonna sample them. You're gonna sample across them, because that way you get an idea. If you find gold, then you gotta localize it. Was it on the outer halo, the outer band, or was it more towards the center? You're also looking for indications of copper. Look for malachite. Look for chrysocolla, for all the carbonates of copper. Does that look familiar? So you know what I'm gonna say, huh? So come on. Let's go! All right, we got all of our samples in the bucket right there. We're gonna go ahead and run it through the K&N crusher. Get it down to about 50 mesh. All right, let's get on to panning this out. So let's get it on. Oh yeah, look at that. Not bad at all. All right, now don't forget to put jet dry in your water, because that's gonna be really fine gold. You don't want it floating away. All right, let's get on, get it on. And yeah, you're gonna get wet. Ton of sulfides in there. See all those sulfides? Oh, there is gold in there. Look at that. Little tiny pieces of gold. See all the sulfides in there? And I got gold right up in there. A whole bunch of fine gold. Let me see if I can shake that down for you. Some big chunks too. I don't know if you can see it. Right up in there, there's a piece there. There's a piece there. There's a whole bunch of little pieces there. Yeah, you can see those sulfides right there. You see that? Some of that ground up gold in there. Oh, that's looking nice. That's looking real nice. Oh yeah, isn't that some nice stuff? It's hard to believe you can get gold out of this nasty red skarn, but you can. So now you know what to go out and look for. Your skarn deposits around your porphyry intrusions. It's not that hard. When you go to look these up on your USGS reports, they're usually gonna say replacement deposit, so you need to dig deep. Dig deep, boy. All right, now before I get on out of here, I wanna give a big cowboy yeehaw and shout out to all my premium patrons out there, because I couldn't do any of this without them, and you know that. For all you premium patrons out there, I'm gonna be giving away even more stuff. Gold pans and pay dirt. And they're gonna be personally signed. You're gonna like that, boy. So until next time, this is Jeff Williams with Who? You better know who, son. Saying, get off that couch. Start moving that hiney. Don't be a slouch. Go find that shiny. Take care, everybody.